Welcome, parents, to how to teach your kids letter formation and letter identification. Have children look at these two alphabet charts when completing the activities. They are free to download. The link is listed in the description section. Each section will begin with a letter card consisting of 3 lowercase letters. In this example, they are letters A, B, and C. Each letter will have a green dot or a yellow dot. A green dot means the letter is a vowel, and it will have 2 pictures, one that starts with the short sound and one that starts with the long sound. A yellow dot means the letter is a consonant. Next, there will be activities to practice letter identification. Since these activities focus on lowercase letters, it is important to note that kids often confuse the lowercase letters B and D. It is common. That is why it is important for them to practice their formation to learn to differentiate between them. When letters are formed with a straight line and a curve, we start with what comes first. We start with the straight line to form the letter B, as in bear, and we start with the curve to form the letter D, as in dog. Now with kids, look at the first letter card. It has 3 letters, A, B, and C. Each letter has a dot. A has a green dot because it is a vowel, and it has 2 sounds. A, as heard in the beginning of alligator, and A, as heard in the beginning of ape. B is a consonant and makes the sound B, heard in the beginning of bear, and C is a consonant and makes the sound K, as heard in the beginning of camel. Now have kids trace over the dotted lines according to the numbers. Start with the example of letter A. Have kids begin at the green dot and follow along the curve next to the number 1. Then have kids go to the top next to number 2 and follow the line down. So now have kids complete the letter card beginning with the letter A. Have kids start at the green dot and trace the curve next to the number 1. Then begin at the top next to number 2 and trace down the straight line. Now have kids trace the letter B, starting at the yellow dot and tracing down the straight line. Now have them trace on the curve beside the number 2. Now for the letter C, have them start at the yellow dot and follow the curve all the way to the end. Now with kids, trace the top 2 A's and then have them complete the A's following the numbers and the arrows. Follow the same procedure with the B practice page and then the C practice page. Now we are going to have kids practice letter identification activities, so they will need to look at the alphabet charts. This dot-to-dot activity is fun. Have kids connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the practice page for kids to do the dot-to-dot activity. This is a completed example, and the correct letter C is circled for the beginning letter and sound of camel. And now they are ready to color in the camel. have kids color letters C and B yellow and cross out the rest of the letters. This is a completed example. Our next letter card consists of 3 letters, D, E, and F. D is a consonant and makes a D sound as in dog. E is a vowel and makes 2 sounds. The short sound eh as in elk, and the long sound E as in eagle. And F is a consonant and it makes a F sound as in fish. Now have kids trace the D. They start at the yellow dot and follow the curve next to the 1, and then go to the 2 to the top and follow the straight line down. Now for the letter E, start at the green dot and follow the 1 across. Then follow the 2, the curved line all the way around. Next we have the F, start at the yellow dot and continue to the end. Then go to the 2 and follow the line across. Now have kids complete the practice page for the letter D, the letter E, and the letter F. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. Have them connect the letters of the alphabet to make the picture. Then have them circle the beginning letter of the picture. This is the practice page for the dot-to-dot activity. And this is a completed example, and the correct letter is circled D for dog. And now have kids color the dog. In this activity, have kids draw a line from the picture to its beginning letter. And this is a completed example. A is for alligator, B is for bear, C is for camel, D is for dog, E is for elk, and F is for fish. Our next letter card has 3 letters, G, H, and I. G is a consonant and it makes a G sound as in goat. H is a consonant and it makes a H sound as in horse. And I is a vowel. It makes 2 sounds, a short sound and a long sound. The short sound is I, as in iguana. And the long sound is I, as in ice cream. Have kids begin tracing the G. They start at the yellow dot and they follow the 1 around and make the curve. For the second part, they go above the number 2, start at the top, and then follow the dotted line and then curve to the end. The letter H has 2 steps. Start at the yellow dot and continue down the straight line next to 1, and then follow the arrows next to the 2. And for the I, have kids start at the green dot and follow the arrow down, and then the 2 is just a dot above the straight line. Now have kids complete the practice page for letter G, letter H, and letter I. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. This is the practice page. And this is a completed example that kids can now color. And have kids color the beginning letters for the 3 pictures: horse, fish, and dog. And this is a completed example. The next letter card has the 3 letters J, K, and L. All three letters are consonants. J makes a J sound heard in the beginning of jaguar. K makes the K sound heard in the beginning of kangaroo. And L makes the L sound heard in the beginning of lion. Forming the J takes two parts, part 1 and part 2. Forming the letter K takes three parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3. And L takes one part. Now have kids complete the practice pages for the letters J, K, and L. Next, have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. This is the practice page, and this is a completed example, and now the kids are ready to color the lion. The next letter card has the three letters M, N, and O. M is a consonant, and it makes a M as heard in the beginning of mouse. N is a consonant and makes the N sound heard in the beginning of newt. And O is a vowel. It has two sounds, the short sound of octopus, and the long sound of O as heard in ocean. The letter M has three parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3. N has two parts, part 1 and part 2. And O has one part. Now have kids complete the practice pages for the letters M and N and O. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. This is the practice page. And this is a completed example, and now kids can color the mouse. And now have kids draw a line from the picture to its beginning letter. This is a completed example. J is for jaguar, K is for kangaroo, L is for lion, M is for mouse, N is for newt, and O is for octopus. Our next letter card consists of the three letters P, Q, and R. All of them are consonants. P makes a P sound heard in pig. Q makes the Qu sound heard in queen bee. And R makes a R sound heard in raccoon. The letter P has two parts, part 1 and part 2. The letter Q has two parts, part 1 and part 2. And letter R has two parts, part 1 and part 2. This is a dot-to-dot activity that kids are to complete. This is the practice page for the activity. And this is a completed example, and now kids can color the raccoon. Now have kids color the beginning letters of the three pictures, pig, octopus, and raccoon. And this is a completed activity. Our next letter card has three letters, S, T, and U. S is a consonant and makes the sound S as heard in the beginning of snail. T is a consonant and makes the T sound heard in turtle. U is a vowel and it has two sounds, a short sound and a long sound. The short sound makes a as in umbrella bird, and the long sound makes the U as in unicorn fish. S has one part. Have kids start at the yellow dot and continue along the one until the end. T has two parts. Start at the one and then go across at the two. And the U has two parts, part 1 and part 2. Now have kids complete the practice pages for letters S, T, and U. Now have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. This is the practice page, and this is a completed example. Now have kids draw a line from the picture to its beginning letter. And this is a completed example. P is for pig, Q is for queen bee, R is for raccoon, S is for snail, T is for turtle, and U is for unicorn fish. The next letter card has three letters, V, W, and X. V is a consonant and makes the sound V heard in vulture. W makes a W as heard in walrus. And X makes an X sound as heard in X-ray fish. The letter V has two parts, part 1 and part 2. W has four parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. And X has two parts, part 1 and part 2. Now have kids complete the practice pages for the letters V, W, and X. Have kids complete the dot-to-dot activity. This is the practice page, and this is a completed example. Now have kids draw a line from the picture to its beginning letter. This is a completed example. S is for snail, T is for turtle, U is for unicorn fish, V is for vulture, W is for walrus, and X is for X-ray fish. The next letter card is the last two letters of the alphabet, Y and Z. They are both consonants. Y makes a Y sound, as in yak, and Z makes a Z sound heard in the beginning of zebra. The letter Y has two parts, part 1 and part 2. The letter Z has three parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Now have kids color the beginning letters of the three pictures. And this is a completed example. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. And as always, I will leave a link in the description section for all the teaching templates.